I'm making some pesto and my phone's ringing.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? These are the best jalapenos on the planet at the moment. So we're gonna add some to the pesto. We're cooking dinner before we take Jay to her lesson. It's been, probably about a month since her last lesson. And really that's just due to our schedules being a little crazy. And then she actually tore up the pads of her feet not too long ago. So we were kind of letting them come back and get a little hardened before we take her to a lesson. But you're excited for a lesson, aren't you?
You have to let the people meet Blake.
They already met Blake.
They did?
Yeah. This is Miss Blake. This is my wife's and mine. New dog. Yes, she's very sweet and very ferocious and very mischievous. So
It's on now.
So the other day we asked on Instagram for some questions, and we do this quite a bit on Instagram, but we don't typically do it on YouTube. So here we go. What's that?
I said, do you like pasta salad?
That wasn't one of the questions, but sure. Question number 1. Is there a specific saddle you need for team roping? Yes and no. You should get a team roping saddle. That being said, the reason for this is that team roping saddles are kind of reinforced for the saddle to take the kind of jerk and the weight of a steer being on the end of it. The swells, the cantle, the saddle horn, everything is kind of designed for that. And so I would say if you're going to go get a saddle, definitely get with the saddle maker and let them know, hey, I am roping. I am going to be attaching live cattle to this saddle horn. You know, that way they can make it.
So you cannot rope in a dressage saddle?
You definitely cannot rope in a dressage saddle.
Next.
Number 2, how many ropes do I have?
Too many.
Too many. But I did give away quite a few in my hat giveaway that we sold out, so I'm down probably half. What bit do you use? What bit do you use?
Just a basic 3-piece snaffle. It was cheap.
Does it have the wishbone in the middle?
No, it actually belongs to my trainer. We just tried it for Ryder and it works. It's nothing fancy.
Doesn't need to be.
Yeah, it's
I've got
loose ring 3-piece with the lozenge in the middle. He likes that.
Oh, that's what I was talking about. I've got a couple correctionals. I've got a snaffle that I'll ride every once in a while, but the one that I ride the most is just a kind of square port with, chain on either side of it. Just a hinged square port. Pretty simple.
I'm snacking.
You do you. Why Texas?
Why not?
Why not Texas? It's where we've always lived. Well, not always lived, but it's where we lived for a long time, and we love it.
No state income tax.
Bingo. Mm-hmm. What gives you the most drive to excel, and how old were you when you started riding / roping?
I was 3. I'm turning 30.
And I was 25.
Next year. So a long time. What was that? That's the first part?
What gives you the most drive to excel?
I think I'm just in general a competitive person. So I want to excel in obviously everybody wants to excel in everything that they do in life, but I think
very competitive, both of us.
Competitive in the competition aspect, yes. But what gives me drive, I guess, to excel is just learning to be a better dressage rider and a better horsewoman overall, and knowing that the hard work I put into my horses starts to eventually show, and it just keeps me motivated to keep on keeping on. Finger guns. You didn't answer the first part.
Yes, I did.
Just because you're competitive?
Very competitive.
Okay.
And I want to be the best, okay? I want to be the best. Is that so wrong?
No, but you want to be a good horseman, too.
Well, yeah. The best horseman I can be.
Fair.
Favorite brand of rope? I kind of swap back and forth. I'm a Cactus guy for sure. I also really like the Helix, which is a Lone Star rope. So it just depends. I kind of swap between everything. I like a bunch of top hand ropes. I like a bunch of Cactus ropes. Just depends on the day. What are some things you look for in a good horse and a good roping horse? Good horse for you.
Hi, Blake. Definitely a brain.
brain is key.
My criteria for what I do is different than what Barrett does. I'm looking, obviously, he wants a good brain too, but I want good conformation and good gaits, because if they have good gaits, you can always build off of that.
Yeah, and that's similar for me too. A good mind and trainability is key, and so that's kind of where looking at a horse's pedigree and who they're bred by, and how are their siblings, how are their parents, how are they to train, how easy. I mean, Hancock horses are not generally the easiest horses to train. After that, conformation, you want to have a good conformation on a horse, especially if you're going to be roping on them or working on them or anything like that. So definitely those two, and then I just like them to look good. I mean, if they look really, really well, then, I mean, nobody wants to go and saddle a dink. How many pounds of grain do you feed daily? I don't really know, like, weight-wise.
It's like 6 pounds daily. That's one of those big plastic scoops.
Yeah, it's not the metal one. It's the plastic ones, and they get 1 scoop of that twice a day.
I think those are 3-pound scoops.
So, roughly 6 pounds. Just depends.
Enough to keep them
full. Yeah. What is the next step in roping for you?
Buy another horse.
Definitely some young horses. Because Blue is 16. Is that right? Yeah, he's 16. Blue's 16, and Smoke is retired. So Blue is not at the end of his run by any means, but he's kind of getting that way. So for me, I need to be working on a young horse for the next couple of years, to where when Blue retires, I'm not left afoot or left with a super green horse. So that's kind of my next step, and that's what I'm working towards. Hopefully it's sooner than later. How long ago did you make a YouTube channel? I think we
started in 2018.
No.
Yeah, we started in 2018.
No.
Then
we started in 2019. No. We started in 2019, at the end of 2019, or middle part of 2019. But then, as what typically happens with younger channels, or at least in my experience, you start and then you kind of go for a little bit. And I think we made like a dozen videos maybe, and then I think we took like 6 months. No, it wasn't.
We did the first one in 2018, I swear.
No,
I promise.
it's 2019.
Y'all, he doesn't remember.
Go back to the very first one and watch.
I could have sworn we did one in 2018 when we were still dating.
Nope. We did it at the middle part of 2019.
Okay, all right.
And then we took a little hiatus, and then the beginning of 2020 was when I said, like, hey, I'm putting out at least one video a week for the foreseeable future, which we have done. One video, at least one video. So I always typically say like 2020 was the start, because that's when I feel like we really kicked it off and went. Do you have any roping drills other than roping? No.
Do you
No.
Do you practice any other
Yes, we practice. No, not really.
Besides on live steers, maybe like they work the dummy and stuff like that.
So I rope the dummy and I rope the sled a lot. So if you want to see any of those really good roping drills, go to the Smarty YouTube channel. They've got a bunch of stuff on there that is completely free. They've got a bunch of drills on there that you can watch and kind of utilize. So that's typically where I get my roping drills.
How long have you been roping, and how long have you and Maddie been married? Can you answer the first part?
Yes. I've been roping for 6 years. So I started roping when I was 25. I'm 31 now, so easy math.
We got married in 2020. We were COVID wedding. Real fun
Not
time.
recommended.
So almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
Wow, that's
Coming up.
hard to believe.
Coming up. I'll let you answer that one. Advice for building a social media following.
Well, you built yours quicker than I did. I've been doing my social media, the Blonde in the Bay, for 7 years now. And it was a very slow process because back in my day, equestrian Instagram wasn't really a thing. So,
yeah, you were definitely an early adopter of
I was like one of the first equestrian influencers to ever come on the scene. Barrett grew his following through Reels, no doubt.
No doubt. Yeah, I think I was around 4,000 followers for a couple of years. And then when Instagram really started pushing out their Reels, us being in kind of video format already for YouTube, it was just natural for me to really want to push reels more. And I've been pushing out a reel almost every day for the last probably 6 or 8 months. You know, there's been times where I definitely haven't put a reel out, but for the most part,
follow us from our social media advice.
Yeah.
It's really like Instagram is really pushing the reels, which is kind of like fun and not fun because I miss like pictures and the low maintenance of Instagram. But the reels, I think, bring a whole new dynamic and a whole new visual. And so it's really the way. If you want to grow your following, start doing the reels and start. You can do some like cinematic, but I think the algorithm really likes the funny shorts. So
we like it too. How old are your horses?
Leah will be 21 next month. Ryder just turned 10. Smoke is mid-20s.
Smokey is
26-ish.
Somewhere in the range. Nobody really knows. He's not papered, so he's 25, 26, 27, something right around there as far as the vet can tell.
And Blue is 16.
Blue 16. How many hands is Blue? What are we measuring?
I think he's like 15.3 at the wither.
Yeah, 15.3. And if you hear people start saying our horse is 15.5, 15.6, they're full of shit. What's the biggest competition either of y'all have been in?
In 2018, I competed Leah in the U.S. Dressage Finals, which is invitation only. Thank you.
Not sponsored.
You can either gain eligibility through wildcard invite, which means you met the minimum score in your placing from regional championships, or you won reserve champion or champion. So we went for the FEI Intermediate 1 freestyle, which for those of you that don't know what that means, the FEI in dressage is the block of international tests. So we were riding at the international level, and the test itself was the Intermediate 1. And then we qualified for a freestyle, which is the test to music. So we did that in 2018 and invited, and it was in Kentucky at the horse park, and Barrett got to go with me. We road tripped. It was me, my mom, and Barrett, and we had a blast, except I was sicker than a dog. Once we got to Kentucky, I wanted to scratch my test because I was so nervous and so sick.
Absolutely not.
But I went in and I did it. We didn't place, so you get a ribbon, but that's okay. The experience was incredible, and I want to go again one day.
If you have not been
amazing.
If you have not been to Kentucky, kind of just as a state generally, and Lexington, very specifically, fantastic. If you're into horses, it's your deal. I promise. As far as me, I mean, just some World Series ropings. I would love to make like the American, or they used to have an American, what do they call it? American.
Like the 10, right?
Yeah, they used to have like another roping within the American. They don't have it anymore. But the World Series for me has definitely been the biggest ropings that I've been to. Have you ever tried dressage with your wife?
He's ridden Leah before
somewhat.
in an English saddle. We were at the ranch. I was giving him lessons on Leah in the English saddle, and he did pretty dang good.
But other than that, no, the English saddle is not my deal. But it's fun. There you have it. There are questions answered. Hope you enjoyed this video. We will see you next time.
Look at this. Look at this. How cute. Oh my gosh. Look at how cute she is. Look at how cute.
Mwah.
Look at how cute she is, you guys. I love her.